evening, all. Ira Epstein with your Ira Epstein financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Wednesday evening, and it's the 29th of June, 2022. I'm late tonight. One of our best friends that we haven't seen in a year or so, maybe a year and a half, is over. And her brothers were Chicago Bears, very famous. One of them still on ESPN, the Yurkovich, and she came over. I love her. She's been in our life for 35 years or so long time. And I'm so glad she's here. Listen to ESPN and you'll see. All right. So let's talk about what the markets are doing now. Couple of things. First, in the grain markets, tomorrow's a huge day for you grain traders. You're going to get acreage numbers. So what farmers do at the beginning of the planting season is, under the old method, they filled out postcards, and I'm sure it's been updated in a little way. They give their estimates as to what they're going to plant in acres. However, a lot of lying going on with that. When you get this number now, it gives you an idea what reality is. Why? Because at this point, they've applied for insurance, if crop insurance, if they need it. If they're not going to plant crops, the crop assistance programs, whatever they've done, a much truer number. Tomorrow's a big day. And I've seen this. You can go limits in the market off numbers like this. Sometimes no effect, sometimes wild. I walk away. I've learned that can change the fundamentals of the market. So why are you standing on that train track waiting for that to hurt you? When I look at the financial arena, I'm listening today to Ms. Lagarde, Mr. Powell, Bailey, and they're all telling you what they're going to do with interest rates. They're going to fight inflation. Why are you bullish on the stock market in any manner if the Feds and the central banks of the world are going to keep raising rates to squash inflation? They're not scared, well, at least our Fed chair is not scared if unemployment goes up. In fact, he expects it. So if you go from 3.6 to 4.1, 4.2, is it a big deal? I think what he's telling you in plain English, they're not concerned. They're concerned if inflation embeds, locks in, and they can't beat it. Then things get out of hand. So what does that mean for you? Well, while you're getting a bid in the bonds and the notes right now, it's more short covering than anything. You're pretty far away right now, also from the next Fed meeting. That's what, late July. So you got time on that. In the metal markets, sort of drifting. No real picture that is showing there. So as we come to the, and let me get here to where I want to be, right here, to the S&P. Does this look bullish to you? We're down for the week going into Thursday, 2.53%. We're not going to be open Monday. It's July 4th holiday. A lot of traders are just walking away. But there's nothing bullish that is right there that I can see. When I look at the market, as I said, we got into a noise area. We rallied back into some resistance. The pattern is nothing. You have a lower low, a higher high. That is not a trading pattern. Keep going. That's the COVID remnant. We're still fighting at the 18-day average of closes. I said we'd probably fight a battle there. The Bollinger Bands are not in play here. You're not probably going to rally up this week to 41.56 or down to 35.73. Could it happen? Sure, but why would it? There's nothing I can see on the horizon to do that. And momentum's gone flat. A big, ugly chart at this point. Same thing in the NASDAQ. Lower low, higher high. All of the indices rallied back to the line in the sand, the 18-day average of closes, and stalled out there. That does not mean they're back in downtrends. They're not. They're in nothing at this point in time. In the VIX, the market fell into the combination of the 100-day average and the 18 and not able to lift, go up, go down. It's an ugly chart. There's nothing there either. In the bond market, I'll let the suckers buy this. I want to play the sell signals when I get them, not the buys. Why? Because the Fed's got my back. The Fed's going to keep raising interest rates. They're going to squash as best as they can inflation. You'll hear the analysts saying, maybe the market has discounted it and we're closer than you think to the bottom. Nonsense until the numbers prove it to the Fed. Nonsense. Don't buy into that TV jargon that makes you keep watching. The Fed just began raising interest rates. They don't just begin and go, okay, we can stop right now. You think that's what they're going to do? Where's their credibility on that issue? I agree. The question in September is 50 or 75 basis points. We got a long time to go between now and then. This is June. How do I know what the data is going to look like all of July and August? Nobody does, okay? Well, maybe one entity does. I certainly don't. In the 10-year notes, you're overbought. You've tried your rally. I think the market's going to fail and give you another sell signal in time. Dollar index. I keep hearing people say, well, the dollar's not going to keep going up. And I go, why? Lead currency, strongest economy in the world, raising interest rates, willing to see unemployment move up a half a point or more. They're willing to swallow that pill. And you think that's bearish, the dollar? I have a problem with your thinking. In the eurocurrency, they are going, I don't know how we go a quarter point or a half point. Oh my God, if we go a half point, what's that going to do for our economy? Miss Lagarde is caught in the politics of that. She doesn't know how to get away from it. It's unfortunate. And the market is seeing that, okay? She's got to leave that thinking. She's got to become bold. That's why she was put into this position. It's a hard position, but she's got to become bold. In the British pound, still in a downtrend. There's nothing friendly here. Resistance back at the 18-day average. Close over 123.41, the last rally high, which would be over the 18-day average. It breaks the downtrend, but it doesn't start an uptrend. I think the pros are going to sell this with both hands on the rallies. In Bitcoin, I'm getting concerned that you keep going down to 20,000 and you're not picking up the rest of the momentum. All right. We're already seeing the people that were lending money against Bitcoins run out of cash. The companies are closing. This is part of the maturity of this type of asset, if it's an asset class and if it survives. I have not become convinced. I realize there are so many people that believe in this, but I also really realize they're underwater. I mean, just think of where you were just on this chart. You've gone from 50,000 to 20,000. People still talking it's going up. Remember Tom Lee of FactSet? It's going to $500,000, $100,000. Where are these guys right now? That is the problem. Eventually, if enough people believe it and if it has a use. I haven't figured out the use. I know you're going to annihilate me on YouTube, but what is the use other than speculation? Tell me what the use is. I can understand it in drug trade. Not being funny. I can understand it in illegal activities, but I don't quite get it in the real world activities, what the use of this is. I certainly understand blockchain. I'm a huge proponent of blockchain. That is the future. But you haven't explained to me Bitcoin, Ethereum. I don't quite get those. And I know you're going to tell me I never get it. I'm too old. I have gray hair. I hear it all the time. I watched the market coming up here. The difference between Brent and WTI, a small correction tonight, but still expanding its way. The trend is down. Yeah, down, not up. I am amazed. The market is in a downtrend until there's a reason to believe it's not. Now, you had today a big break in the market. Get over today's high, maybe you attract some buying. But right now, the resistance is crystal clear. It's the 18-day average at 117.70. In WTI, it's the same. To negate the downtrend in the WTI, this one I can understand. You got to take out the 114.05 level. That would give you an uptrend. Until that occurs, the pros are being aggressive in selling the market. Gasoline. I'm still not seeing the price breaks. I went out today. I had a drive in the afternoon a few places, and I went by 5 gasoline stations, or 4 of them, that I typically go by. Folks, the price hasn't fallen in Chicago. So it's doing what I said. Wholesale coming down, people aren't dropping their price. And these were all by expressways. I cannot tell you in the city when you're not by one what is going on. But by the expressways, they are doing that. And in that gas, still very much in the bear camp, still embedded. But this keeps me away from wanting to do anything. Is this going to prove to be a top or a bottom? Now, if we had a hot wave come in, then I would not understand what to do with it. But we haven't had one. And so far, I'm not seeing one coming in on the weather that I watch. Now, as you all know, I keep telling you, look at my morning subscriber videos. At 5:30 in the morning, I start recording 40 different charts. I talk you through them, what I'm seeing each weekday. On weekends, it's weekly charts. So Saturday or Sunday, I'm doing that. Sometimes it's Friday night. I'm going to give you with the weekly charts the longer term trades. But as we do this, what you're going to see is who walks you through a trade setup. I don't think many people do. Call your broker, oh, I'm bullish, I'm bearish, here's what I'm thinking. I'm walking you through why. Why do I want to do this? I don't want to guide your money. I want to be the guy that you look at and you say, Ira's got the idea for me. What do I see? I want to be bullish, I want to be bearish. He's the same way. Oh, he isn't. Here's why. You use that in your own pickup. It's the price of a Starbucks, I swear to you, with a tip for the whole month. Take a look at it. Go to our website, www.iraepstein.com, under the word research, or for the lazier people, just take your cursor, move it up to the top here, an icon will appear, click on it, and away you go. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.